as it says moment in time, as I'm about to record this video, at least 70% have voted yes to seeing me do a video looking at the other playable leagues possible in the last 10 seasons of the saves. So it's now the year 2032. So let's go over all the playable leagues and see how they've been getting on. It might be interesting. So the first place we're going to is the Premier League, and you could already see there's only really been 2 winners in the Premier League since we started the save in the last 7 seasons. Liverpool and Man City are the ever-present champions. I'm going to go through the first season and see what's happened since, because it could be interesting to see what's happened in the first couple of years. Liverpool in the first title by 2 points. Brighton, Palace and Forest went down, so there's that. Chelsea got 3rd, Arsenal got 4th. United did get top 5. Everton of all teams got 6th, and Wolves got 7th. So you could tell it's a very early day in the thing when Everton are doing okay. Next season, we see Arsenal get 2nd place ahead of Liverpool, and they miss by just a single point after City just about get 80 points. Middlesbrough, Sheffield United and QPR going down. The 3 newly promoted teams going down. Tottenham getting 8th place and just getting the Europa Conference League. Villa getting 5th as a shock. Wolves again getting a top 7 finish. Everton only getting 14th. Then Liverpool win the title again. City behind them by 8 points this time. And then there's an 11-point gap between themselves and Chelsea, who finish in 3rd. Tottenham get 4th ahead of Manchester United, Newcastle, Everton and Arsenal. Arsenal only getting 8th. Arsenal surprisingly getting behind Everton. I think it's the first time Newcastle got a top 7 finish at all, which again says a lot. It's the first time Wolves have not finished in the top 7 in the save. Bournemouth, Palace and Brighton all going down. Next season, City win again by 3 points ahead of Chelsea. Liverpool only getting 4th place. United getting 3rd. Villa getting a top 5 finish again. Arsenal getting 6th. Leicester for the first time in the save getting the top 7 finish. And then Wolves getting 8th. Newcastle missing European football. Forest, Watford and Norwich all going down. Next season, we see Liverpool win the title ahead of Arsenal by 7 points, who finished 2 points clear of Man City. Chelsea getting 4th, United getting 5th. Villa continue to do well. They've got 6th place here. Newcastle getting 7th and Wolves getting 8th. West Ham getting European football as well, so that's good for their point of view. They got 12th though. Fulham, QPR and West Brom going down. Fulham going down for the first time says how well they've been doing in the league to survive for so long. And now we are in the next season, 27-28. Man City win the title ahead of Liverpool. Chelsea getting 3rd, and for the first time in the save, Newcastle getting 4th. United getting 5th, Arsenal getting 6th, Villa getting 7th, and Tottenham just about getting 8th, and just about missing out on 7th place actually. But yeah, Villa getting Champions League football though. I don't know what happened there, but Southampton, Norwich and Palace going down. 28-29, Liverpool win the title, and we see City getting 2nd, Chelsea getting 3rd, Arsenal getting 4th, Villa again get 5th, Tottenham and Newcastle get 6th and 7th, Man United only getting 9th place in the end, Wolves getting Europa Conference League with an 8th place finish. Watford, Stoke and Hull going down. And then we are in the 29-30 season. City win and they finish ahead of Liverpool 20 points clear. In fact, this is probably the best season I've seen so far from a team in England at all. Generally, it is a record-breaking season. Arsenal getting 3rd place, 10 points behind Liverpool. Tottenham getting a top 4 finish, I think for the first time. Chelsea, United and Wolves getting top 7. Villa still getting European football despite finishing 10th place. Middlesbrough top 10. And then you see Leicester, Sunderland and Blackpool going down. So 2 teams up for the first time. And there you go. And now in the 9th season, Man City win again ahead of Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal for the top 4. United, Tottenham and Newcastle getting top 7. So you'd expect those 7 teams to be the top 7 generally. But Newcastle not really enjoying themselves right now. Leeds getting 8th and European football. West Ham, Norwich and Nottingham Forest are all going down. And this is the last season of the save, and we see Liverpool win the title ahead of Man City by 2 points. Chelsea and Tottenham getting a top 4 finish as well. Arsenal getting 5th. Man United getting 6th. Villa don't get European football despite the fact they finished in 7th place, because Leeds and Fulham get European football. Leeds win the Conference League. Fulham, I think, won the League Cup or something. But Leicester, Southampton, Bournemouth all going down. And going into 11th season, these are the teams in the top flight. And you've got Arsenal, Villa, Brentford, Chelsea, Palace, Everton, Fulham, Leeds, Liverpool, Man United, Man City, Middlesbrough, Newcastle, Sheffield United, Stoke, Tottenham, Watford, West Brom, West Ham and Wolves. We're going down the leagues. I'm just going to go over these quickly. We've got Dagenham Red in the Championship. That stands out immediately as a thing that I didn't see coming. So there's that. There was actually Woking in this division last year, but they got relegated to the bottom of the table. But Dagenham Redbridge in the Championship, I did not see that coming at all. Have they had any tycoons or anything? No tycoons. They've just done really well. So fair play to Dagenham Redbridge for doing this well here. I don't really see anyone that's shocking apart from maybe Southampton, but I guess Southampton down there. Brighton could be a shock actually, but yeah, some interesting teams down here. League One, Woking were just relegated, so they were just relegated from the Championship, so this is an interesting season for them. Burnley down here in League One, and you've got all these different teams that I guess you'd expect to be around here at some point or another. League Two, is there anyone shocking? Bromley isn't really as shock as any one division, I suppose, but Forest Green going down a division, Solihull Moors being up here. I don't see it as a shock. York City being promoted to the League Two is good for their point of view, but it took them a while to get here. National League, Bristol Rovers being down here might be a bit of a shock actually, because they've gone down 2 division. It's interesting to see the teams down here. Notts County still down here, as of Oldham. Scunthorpe are down here. I say down here. It's almost as if they've done quite well to survive at this point, but yes, I don't see a massive shock out of maybe the Bristol Rovers one. National League North, is there a shock down here? Don't really see a shock, honestly. And then you got National League South. Again, I haven't really seen a shock so far. Newport County might be one, actually. But other than that, is there a shock? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so FA Cup winners. We've seen Liverpool, Man City, West Ham, Liverpool, Newcastle, Villa, Arsenal, Fulham. That might be a shock, actually, the Fulham win. Huddersfield getting the FA Cup final in the second season. Huddersfield got to the final. I don't think they were in the Premier League at all, were they? So they got to the final as a Championship side. We could have had a Championship side winning the FA Cup. That could be fun. Carabao Cup. Okay. We've seen Man City, Liverpool, Newcastle, City, Liverpool, City, Liverpool, City. That's not as interesting, honestly, is it? Community Shield, City just dominating it. Liverpool, City, Newcastle, Villa, Arsenal. So 3 years without City winning it. 2 years in a row they've lost now. And yeah, maybe that could be a bit of a shock. I don't know. I don't think anyone ever does this, but Papa John's Trophy. Plymouth, Accrington, Newport, Peterborough, Preston, Oxford, Portsmouth, Charlton, Woking, Shrewsbury winning is. Okay, no under 21s teams won it yet, so that's good. FA Trophy, Doncaster won the last 2 years. Probably won it 2 years running as well, and I don't think anyone recovers these competitions, but I thought it might be interesting to do so. Either way, force some opinions down below. Okay, we're now at France, and first season Monaco won the title, so there you go. We saw 4 teams going down in Auxerre, Toulouse, Clermont and Ajaccio, but yeah, I think this is an interesting start to the season, honestly. And I thought we don't really see one doing anything impressive, really. And then next year, Monaco win again. Monaco won the first 2 years of the save. Fascinating to see that go down. Paris Saint-Germain do win the next year, though. Bordeaux get relegated, but they would qualify for the Europa League, so they must have won the Coupe de France. And then you got PSG win again, Strasbourg again, top 4. I feel like I'm more interested in the Strasbourg story than anything else at this point, which sounds bad, but it is the case. Marseille win the title, so I do not think that was expected. Saint Etienne go down. I think they've been relegated. This is their first season back up as well, so fair enough. Strasbourg finally drop out of the top 7 for the first time, I think. PSG win again. Strasbourg back in the top 7. Is there a relegation playoff? Because I feel like there's a relegation playoff to see 3 teams go down. Again, next year we see PSG win the title, and I think the rest of the season is just PSG win the title. Bordeaux Nantes going down is a bit of a surprise, I think, for the Nantes part. PSG win the title again, and I think the top 7's become solidified, honestly, it feels like. As I say that, Lyon... Were Lyon in the top 7? Yeah, they were. So they got dropped down to 7th in this year, and they don't get European football because Rennes did something incredible for their point of view. And PSG win again, the league title. Lyon only at 10th, so maybe Lyon could be a shock team to go down at some point. I don't really see anyone going down that's a shock right now, and that's the teams in the division right now. Let's go down to lower divisions now to see what the other teams are like, and maybe Chamley's a shock. I don't actually know the French leagues enough, but I'm going to go through this anyway and just talk about this, because Nantes being down here might be a bit of a shock. And then we've got the 3rd tier. I'm only going to go to the 3rd tier because I genuinely don't know enough about the French leagues to really go any more detail than this. Yeah, Grenoble could be a bit of a surprise to see down here. Nimes? Weren't Nimes like a good team in the beginning of the save? Am I getting confused? No, they literally got relegated like 2 years ago. Yeah, they've had a really bad rough time of it. Good lord. Nimes, what on earth has happened to you? I'm actually not going to go through this division because I don't think there's a lot to talk about, but let me know if there's any shocks in these divisions that you can see of teams that should not be down in these divisions, because I want to hear your thoughts on these and just get opinions on it. because France could be an interesting time to do like a Youth Academy Challenge in at some point. We're going to go to Coupe de France now. Monaco have just won it. And yeah, Bordeaux won the cup in the first 3 seasons, despite being relegated as well. So they wasted more times than that. Lyon lost 3 in the finals in a row. PSG have not won it in 2 years running. Okay. They also went 3 years running without a league cup. So there's actually a year they failed to win both the league and the cup. So that's a thing. Probably the champions, they did win that though. They kind of dominated this competition. But there we go. France. Interesting. Is the Bundesliga going to give me anything interesting to work with? Because I have a feeling they won't. But here we are. Bayern Munich win the first year. And is Cologne going down a shock? I don't actually know. But let me know if that is the shock or not at this point. 22 points clear though. Bayern Munich were. Good lord. RB Leipzig win the title. Okay, that is already the first for me. I did not see this coming. They didn't retain though, because we saw Bayern Munich get the title back by 22 points ahead of Leipzig. Congratulations to them, I suppose. Union Berlin go down along with Mainz. That's awkward. But Bayern Munich do win the title again, so no shocks there. Do they actually drop the title at any point in this save again? Freiburg going down? Is that a surprise? I don't know. But Bayern Munich just winning by 7 points this year. They win again this time by, oh my god, that's almost 30 points. That's actually almost 30 points. 28 points clear. That is bad how dominant they are in this save. Oh my god, they just win. Is it results between teams? Is it results between teams in this division? I genuinely don't know if it's results between teams or not. But the goal difference anyway, they won it by that. So yeah, they did okay. Schalke in European competition, so there's that. Hamburg go down with 14 points. That is actually a pretty bad record to get in the top flight. Bayern Munich win again. This time more convincingly by 16 points. So that's saying a lot. Karlsruhe actually game up to the division numerous times and get relegated back down is saying a lot, I think. Hanover games up and actually doing quite well for themselves is quite interesting. RB Leipzig down to 10th. Shock or not? Okay, so Bayern Munich just seem to be dominating these divisions, unfortunately. So it's not as entertaining as I hoped it would be. Unlike with PSG not winning the first 2 titles. And Bayern Munich just win the title all the time, don't they? Good lord. I thought this would be more interesting, but it's not that interesting at all. Okay, so Bundesliga 2. Any shocks in these divisions? Kaiserslautern's still in this division, so there's that. Hamburg just don't do anything good. Union Berlin's still down here, actually. It could be a shock because of how well they've been doing in real life. But then they got the 3rd tier. Anyone interesting of note that I should talk about here? I don't know, but let me know. Okay, so the FB Pokal, Bayern Munich did not win every year. They actually went 3 years without winning at one point, but they have won most of them, like half the cups, I think, at this point. But yeah, Bayern Munich are consistently Bayern Leverkusen Cup final 2 years running, and it's the same victorious result either way. Ouch. Super Cup. Well, Bayern Munich dominated in this. Only Dortmund breaking that dominance once. That is not entertaining, is it? Can Italy entertain me? Well, Juventus win the title, so I guess they've done that. There's also 8 European spots for Italy now, good lord. But Juventus only get a point clear of Inter and 4 points clear of Milan and 6 clear of Napoli. So it shows how competitive this is anyway. Juventus win it again though, which I guess isn't that entertaining. But is results between teams that looks like they win it by. Why is it shown? I'm seeing another year, aren't I? Yeah, so do you know actually... Why do you know it's standing up? I don't know, but they must be back in... Oh my god, they got 9th players, good lord. Do you know back it with a bang? Juventus win again. Am I going to have a problem with Juventus winning every year? Milan break the dominance. Okay, Juventus down to 3rd this year. That's good. And hopefully that's going to be a thing we don't worry about so much. Napoli only getting 7th. Okay. Next year, Inter win the title. Was it the 2nd year running? But Juventus down to 3rd again. So there's that. Milan winning the title again this year. So we finally got no Juventus dominance here, it feels like. And then they win it again. Spal getting 8th is one that stands out to me here. Monza staying up as well, so congratulations to them. Palermo actually got promoted and then went back down immediately. So US win the title ahead of Roma and Milan. And the teams going down, or just the teams come up, aren't they, really? Spal going down after having a really good couple of years. Oh my god, Inter won with... They had a final. They literally had a playoff final for the title. Oh my god, I can't believe that's actually happened for the Serie A. That alone makes the Serie A very interesting to me. And Milan just won a title this year, but oh my god, Juventus lost the final to determine the champion of this division. Wow. Alright, cool. And that's this year. So let's go down to the 2nd tier. So Lecce and Cremonese going up along with Brescia. Palermo actually missing up by a point, 2 points to win the title. And to Senna We're going to go down to Series C, though. And Vicenza winning the title. I don't have the Juventus next gen. I thought I did sort that out, but apparently I didn't, but okay. But Juventus' next gen did actually win a title at one point. And we're just going to see who's in the divisions at this point for these divisions. And again, Series C title. And Modena were actually in the top flight at one point, and then they're down here just getting promoted. And Modena only just surviving as long as Siena. That's a shocker to me. After spending 10 years in this division with Siena once upon a time, to see Siena struggling to survive is kind of concerning to me. And Bari winning this title. I guess some things never change, but there we go. So, Coppa Italia, Roma are the current champions. Oh my god. Milan won 5 in a row. Goodness me. Okay. And Juventus won 3 in a row here, but I don't think we've seen a team dominate one of these competitions so much. This is a Serie C Super Cup, so there's that. Senna won it last year. Wait, so Senna won it last year, but then finished in 4th the year after. That is impressive that we almost saw a double promotion, like 2 years running. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so we're looking at Spain now. We've got Real Betis as the parent club, by the way. I haven't mentioned this at all. But Real Madrid win the first year by 10 points. Barcelona winning the league next year. I'm hoping it's not going to be just a Barcelona Real Madrid dominance, because I want to see at least a third team win the title at some point as well. And I think it's going to be Real Madrid Barcelona, isn't it? Oh dear. Real Madrid win again. 100 points plus for 2 straight seasons. Not ideal for entertainment value. It's only got 6 teams in European football, it looks like. Have they lost a spot or something? But Real Madrid Barcelona top 2 again. And then it's Real Madrid Barcelona, isn't it? It is literally just Real Madrid Barcelona for top 2. I haven't looked at the relegation positions. I've not been paying attention. Okay, for some reason I thought I missed something, but I didn't know. Okay, so this year again, Real Madrid winning the league title. It feels like Real Madrid are just dominating this, and that's about it, but that's a bit of a shame. Now we got this, and Barcelona dominated. Oh my god, Real Madrid down to 3rd this year. Okay. I think they just won this recent year, since they're back at the top. Yes, they are. Barcelona again, 2nd place. Villarreal might have just become the 3rd best team. Have they just become the 3rd best team? Let's look at the history. So 4th and 2nd, 4th, 2nd, and 3rd for the last couple of years. So Villarreal have become the team to look out for. Okay, so we're looking. Oh my god, Racing de Santander just got promoted with Getafe and Real Valladolid. Okay, fair enough. Las Palmas going down, so there's that, and a few teams I would expect to be around here or above. Interesting to see that's the case. Definitely La Coruña are in the 2nd tier as well, so there's that. I think I just saw Oviedo down here. I think. I could be wrong. It's either this division or the other one, but we've got Sofia Atletico winning and Universitas getting up as well. I don't recognize half these teams, I'm going to be honest with you. Well, Oviedo, yeah, they were literally in the 3rd tier and just got promoted. Okay, fair enough. I don't recognize half these teams. I'm going to be completely honest with you and say that my knowledge of Spain, which might be the next station I do the Youth Academy Challenge save in, is very limited to say the least. At this point, I'm literally just going down these divisions to see if you guys recognize these teams or not, and to see if you can shout out to me to tell me that some of these teams are actually interesting. Burgers I recognize, mostly because of the leaderboard stuff, but yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys talk, if you guys can actually recommend some of these teams, like, are these like big teams or not, because I generally could not tell you at all. And again, like, the 3rd group, there's 5 groups to the 4th tier. It's interesting, but also terrifying at the same time to see what these teams are like down here. Catania, I recognize some of these teams, because I recognize this team as potentially a team I could take over at some point. Marbella might be the team I would take over for the Youth Academy Challenge if I ever do it in Spain, but to see that they're in this division still is interesting. And then the other 5th group, Inter de Madrid. I recognize the name for one reason or another. I don't know why. I do not know why I recognize that name. The Copa del Rey. Well, Real Betis were the defending champions in the first year. Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Real Betis, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Real Madrid. Okay, so like 4 different teams seem to be winning every year, and some teams pop in as runners-up every now and again, but not really too much of a shock, I suppose. And this Super Cup, Real Madrid winning 3. Oh, wait, Sevilla actually got up there at one point. Okay, Sevilla are actually the outlier in this competition, but it's the big 3 otherwise. And this might be a Super Cup for the lower tiers or something. I don't know, but that's a thing I'm just looking at, and it's interesting to see that these are available. Okay, so I'm actually now in Belgium, and I've done a save in this division before with Shadow, and I know for one thing, they have a Tycoon owner in this save. So if you see them up here at some point, then don't be surprised that's the case. Why? But Club Brugge won the first year, which they're not going to do in real life, it looks like. So there's that. Congratulations to them either way. Antwerp win the next year. Hang on, they lose 2 teams in this division. Okay, they actually dropped 2 more teams. Fair enough. But Antwerp win the next year. and it's a 30-team season now, it looks like, and they still have the championship group, so there's that. Okay, so I'm not going to do the championship group and look at that because I can tell there's already some chaos either way. But yes, you can tell some things have happened because of the championship group and all that stuff. Standard Liège were down in 13th at one point. This is actually a loaded league as well, so it's not like I can't say otherwise. Charleroi in 2nd place, but then dropped down in the championship group, so I know that's happened. Club Brugge down in 6th. So some of these teams going where they are is a bit of a shock to me. Antwerp winning the league again, with Genk, Gen, and Anderlecht up there. And there are some surprising teams up and around these areas. And then Genk, yes, they finished in 4th in the regular season, then won the league in the championship group, so that's how that's happened. But yeah, I'm just going to show who's the champion and all that stuff. I might just have to go through the history afterwards to show you what's happened there. But yeah, Genk win this year, and again, like, some teams not being up there. But Bruges got championship football. Okay, they must have expanded the championship group. Have they expanded it? 6 teams. Okay, I might have just missed that then. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. And then we got some teams up here, and they win this title this year. And then Standard Liège win the title. Consider that they at one point were in 13th place one of the years. They come back and win the title afterwards is saying a lot a few years later. And then Standard Liège win again. So Standard Liège might just become the gold standard here. And then Genk win it this year. That's just happened. So let's go to the past winners. Top 3 teams. Okay, here we are. This might be more interesting. So Club Brugge win. Antwerp, Anderlecht, Antwerp, Genk, Genk, Anderlecht, Standard Liège, Genk. Club Brugge have not won the title since the first season. That's 9 years without a league title. And I don't think they've only finished 2nd once. They've finished 3rd twice. Club Brugge might have just fallen off a cliff in this save. And it's a loaded league too. So it's not like I can just say it's a view-only league where chaos happens. They've legitimately just fallen off a cliff as a whole. And that's a fascinating problem for them to have. Wow. They still got money, but that's a lot of times without a league title for them. In the 2nd tier, Mechelen and Lemel are going up, but UPenn, they stun the top flight and they're now down to the 3rd tier. Good lord, okay. In Belgium's 3rd tier, there's a team I'm looking to take over, and they are in this division. Okay, so KSC Lokeren Thames, I think is how you say the name. They are the team I'm going to look at one point to overtake. And actually, Sereng, they start the top flight, don't they? Yeah, they start the top flight. And they are now down out of the 3rd tier. They are absolutely struggling. That was the biggest fall of grace I've seen in this save so far, just from a top flight thing. And these are loaded leagues as well. Well, that's a thing that happened. Conky Cup, we are looking at this now. Anderlecht, Club Brugge, Genk, Antwerp, Gent, Anderlecht, Standard Liège. Okay, so Anderlecht just love this competition, it feels like, and they know how to win it, because they've won it 4 times in the save, and they've done the most so far. And they're the only team to win it 2 straight times, apart from Genk. So there's that. And you got the Super Cup as well, with Club Brugge winning the first 2 years. Antwerp, Genk, Antwerp, Genk, Anderlecht. So the fact that Standard Liège and the final 2 years running says a lot, I think. Okay, so we're now going to the Czech League, and this is another one of those competitions where they have like a super league, and there's a championship group, and a playoff group, and a relegation group. I'm just going to focus on this part right now, and then just go from there, because I think it's interesting either way. But this is another loadable league we have laid up, and I'm going to go over it, because why not? Sparta Prague win the first year. I don't know half the teams, I'm going to be honest with you. So if there's any shocks that happened, you need to let me know in the comments down below. But Slavia Prague will win the next year. Sparta Prague, oh my god, they're 30th. They're 12th. This is a loaded league. This is a loaded league, and Sparta Prague win 12. What on earth happened to you? Okay, they win next year, but wow, they literally had the biggest fall off I've ever seen from a team. I've never seen that. I've never seen a team do that badly in a loaded league before. Yeah, Slavia Prague win next year. No one's won consecutive league titles so far. Okay, now they have. Slavia Prague have done it. But Sparta Prague almost got relegated, it looks like. Then Sparta Prague win this year, despite not finishing top of the regular season, so there's that. There's Slavia Prague win this year. It looks like the most teams that don't do badly seem to do okay. It's starting to look like that most teams who are top of the regular season tend to win afterwards. And you've got Slavia Prague winning. I don't recognize this team, but they got Champions League football. They got 2nd place. Wow, okay. So this is legitimately a team that could make the Czech Republic interesting here. Cool, fair enough. And Slavia Prague win next year. The team that literally finished in the 15th next year. Okay, you get 2nd place in Champions League football 1 year, and then you finish in 15th next year. Fair enough. You clearly did far beyond what you could have done. And they finished 7th next year. Okay, so Sparta Prague and Slavia Prague. They're the two teams to stand bearers, it feels like. They're the only two teams to have won the title, but there has been some interesting teams getting second and third, so there's that. And I'm actually interested by that statistic, because Victoria Pleasant did get second at one point, and the one year that Sparta Prague actually almost went down, and then this season where this team got second place as well. Who are you? I've never seen this team before, and they're now interesting to me. They got relegated in the second of one of the earlier years. They got promoted to the second season, relegated in the third, back up again next year. And suddenly they're like fighting up there. Did they have a tycoon takeover or something? No, they literally just consulted. They got money though, and they got a small stadium, but they still got a stadium. They were in the Champions League at one point. Did you actually do anything interesting in the Champions League? No, you're not like Genk, and then you got 34th place in the Europa League. But yeah, interesting to see that's happened here. Let's go to the second tier now and see who's here. Oh, that team I took over. I took over this team. And JLAB, they finished in 14th. I actually took them over in a stream save, which I didn't really continue afterwards. After 2 years, I think it was. But they finished in 14th. That's awkward. So that's the only ones I can really talk about here. The World Cup. There's a few teams that won it that aren't Slavia Prague or Sparta Prague or Victoria Pleasant. So there's that. And yeah, it's interesting to see that some teams do well here. So I'm now going to Slovakia because they're actually a playable league in this save, and I just want to see what happens in these generally because I just like seeing what happens in the playable leagues. The only team I really know is Slovan Bratislava, and that's because of the fact that they just recognizable because of champion winning title of the year, and Trinset because I got a really hot prospect from them once, and they were really good. So yeah, okay. So we have already seen a new champion here. So that's interesting, and maybe I just reckon some teams. I do reckon it's actually more than that now I think about it because I reckon some teams from European football in the past. But so far, I don't really see anyone that stands out like a team that I would expect to be. Because I literally have no idea about the Slovakian league, I generally couldn't tell you who's the better team or not. But I just want to go through this league and see what happens. And then we'll go to the next season afterwards and then just see what happens after that. But there's at least one team's not winning all the time, which is very good. And there's 3 different winners so far that I've seen. That's a good sign. And it's fascinating to see. Trinity keep on getting down in 9th place or 11th place at some point. It's very strange to see them down there consistently. They've not been relegated yet, and they actually have only just survived this time. But some teams, I swear, do better than others, and you just see them do well. But I guess the relegation, the league splits at one point as well, so it stands out for that. And that's the latest season that's just happened. So, past winners, 3 different teams winning it, but Slavia Bratislava are the team that does it all the time, it feels like. And this is the second tier, and their second team just literally won the title. Okay, that's awkward. But at least the team that gets in second place goes up anyway. Because you can't get your second team promoted to the top flight with your first team there. That's at least something that stands out a lot. Past winners, their second team has won it 3 of the last 5 years. That's so awkward. If you're trying to develop your country and you got one team and their second team winning it every year. At least the cup's more interesting, I suppose, because Slavia Bratislava do not do well in this cup, do they? They've only won once in the first 10 seasons of the save. And they've been in the final and lost that as well. So they've only made it to the final twice. So at least it's more interesting there. So we're now going to Ukraine for the last of the playable leagues. And Dynamo Kyiv already won the title. So that's already a sign here that it's not just a Shakhtar-dominated season and league. Even if they do win the next year, they actually lost 2 relegation spots. Okay, so it's just the 2 relegations. Unless it's like a relegation playoff, there is relegation. Okay, it's a relegation playoff, so it's literally 2 automatic and then 2 relegation playoffs afterwards. That's good to know, so don't get confused afterwards. But yeah, Dynamo Kyiv and Shakhtar consistently up there. That explains the relegation playoff thing. Shakhtar win it again this year, then they win it this year as well. Dynamo Kyiv then win the next one. Shakhtar then win this, and then Shakhtar win it again. If there's any shocks, let me know. Like shock relegation, shock promotions, I want to hear about them because it's interesting to see how that works out. But Shakhtar win this year, and then it's the teams in this division next year. So I don't know for certain. As long as it's not Dynamo or Shakhtar getting relegated, I really don't know much about the Ukrainian Football League. But I wanted to show you the playable leagues anyway because I thought it was interesting to show it. Why not? Okay, Ukraine's interesting because I didn't know this is even a thing. When does this start? Like a 2 group thing? Is it always a thing? Has it always been a thing in this division? Yeah, it's always been a thing. So 2 groups is always a thing. So that could make the UEFA Cup change in this country interesting if I have decided to go down that route. But yeah, okay. Past winners as well. I guess it's like a Champions thing afterwards, like top 3 teams. So that's interesting to see at least there. And the Cup, Shakhtar won it 5 years running. but there are at least 3 other teams that have won it outside of them. And actually, Dynamo Kyiv have been very unsuccessful in the final. They keep on getting it and then losing it. So that's a thing. But Kolos, I took them on actually 1 year in Europa League and beat them. Oh no, I drew. I came from 2-0 down to draw against them 2-2 in one of the years. So that's how I know them. And Dnipro, I know about them because they won the Europa League 1 year in real life. And then they disbanded like a few years after. Or they got to the final and then disbanded. I can't remember if it's they won or they got to the final and then disbanded because of financial problems or something. But Super Cup, Dynamo Kyiv much more successful in this. So, okay, that's a thing. At least they got that going for themselves. So we're going to go to the European Championships. And actually, we're just seeing England get to the final in 2 years, both times. They won against Austria in one of those years, and they beat Italy in the other year. I have no idea how Austria got to the final that year, but fair play to them, they did it. But good luck otherwise. But we now got to the World Cups, and Croatia won the first World Cup, beating Argentina in the final. Brazil got third. Brazil won the next year against USA in the final, so that's a thing. And then Germany beat the Netherlands in the final. Argentina got third place in the year they finished in 2026, and Spain got third place in 2030, so that's a thing. And that was the year they hosted as well, so yeah, fair enough. USA almost won it. That's a thing. So Europa League, we have seen some interesting things happen already. We've seen West Ham beat Fiorentina in the final. Galatasaray beat Wolves in the final. Tottenham beat Real Sociedad, so Tottenham being in this final twice and won it. We've seen Sevilla beat Arsenal. Wolves beat Werder Bremen. Wolves winning this twice, actually, is interesting. Bologna beat Newcastle. Then Tottenham beat Sevilla. Wolves beat Strasbourg. Nice then beat Fiorentina. And then Leeds won against Dynamo Kyiv, so that's a thing. In this save, well, Real Betis got to the final twice, so that's a thing. Reims been in the final as well, but Arsenal beat Roma the first year, Atletico Madrid beat Man United, Milan beat Real Betis, Shakhtar beat Newcastle, Arsenal beat Leicester, Aston Villa beat Reims, Arsenal beat Real Betis, Tottenham beat Newcastle twice in 3 seasons in the Europa League final. Newcastle have not had a fun time in finals. They've lost 3 of them already so far in this save. Well, Sociedad beat Dortmund in one of the finals as well. And Champions League, I've already talked about this, but PSG have lost 3 of the last 5 finals, or at least 3 finals in the save so far. But Liverpool beat Man City and Barcelona in consecutive finals. Then Real Madrid beat Liverpool. So Liverpool got to the first 3 finals. Then Chelsea beat Real Madrid. Bayern Munich won on 2 in a row by beating PSG and Man City. Man City then beat PSG. Arsenal beat PSG. Juventus beat Bayern Munich. And Liverpool just won it last time out to beat Inter Milan. The most successful team in this period has been Liverpool with 3 different Champions League titles. I'd say it's interesting. I've also just realized I've never talked about the Super Cup, but I think it's interesting. Well, Real Madrid win against Frankfurt, that was expected. Liverpool then beat Arsenal and then beat Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid beat Milan. Chelsea beat Shakhtar. Bayern Munich beat Arsenal. Villa actually won the Super Cup by beating Bayern Munich. I can't believe I'm saying that, but that's actually happened. Then Man City beat Arsenal. Juventus have beaten Sociedad, but Tottenham beat Arsenal in the Super Cup final. Does that hurt for Arsenal fans, or is that something that you don't care about because it's only the Super Cup? I genuinely want to know if that's something you're annoyed about or not. But either way, this has already felt like a long video, and we could be doing this for a bit. So I am going to end this here. The next video should be the season preview of season 10 of my time at Motor Lublin. But I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. Do you like this sort of videos? Do you want to see more of these videos? Or do you think I just wasted my time on some of these leagues? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. But either way, until next time, bye, and well, good night.